Welcome back to The Price of Business. I'm your host, Kevin Price, talking about you and your business. Going to spend some time talking about what's going on out there and this really in the business front and raising the best practices in businesses everywhere. And I love businesses that bring their convictions, their beliefs to the marketplace, and we're going to talk a little bit about that today. Kent Batman and I, we're doing an ongoing series of businesses like this, plus talking to people about how they can prepare for really one of the most challenging economic environments in history, and much, much more. So we're having a lot of fun with this. But Brad Hayes, he's with a company called Leaven Exchange. Leaven, Leaven, exchange.com. And Brad is a coach who brings his values, his beliefs, his convictions when it comes to Christianity to the workplace, and helps people to incorporate those principles into the way they conduct their business. Brad, welcome to the program.
Well, it's nice to be here. Thank you.
Tell us a little bit, actually, before I jump into you, I'm kind of out of sorts. Kent, tell us what we're doing. Tell us about the work we're involved in.
All right. Well, K&K Prep, as you know, provides solutions or things like Obamacare with some of the options that people have, especially people of faith, to get out of Obamacare and provide for their own health care. And we're also involved in helping employers to payroll deduct precious metals or money to purchase precious metals from their employees' accounts, so that for as little as $10 a pay period, employees can prepare for the what looks to be difficult times in the future.
Yeah, no question about it. It certainly does. All right, Brad, tell us about you and what you're all about.
Well, my core values start out with the glorification of God. So that's my core belief, and I do that
very good
in the world of business. I have a burning calling that the Lord gave me about 10 years ago to apply God's transforming word in the workplace, and I've been busy doing that ever since.
Very good. And tell us how that applies to Leaven Exchange.
Leaven Exchange is birthed out of two words, leaven and exchange. The leaven comes from Matthew 13:33, where it talks about leaven being able to saturate things and become a catalyst for change. And exchange is the verb that when I bring CEOs and business people together in a peer group setting, we exchange the leaven that we all have, which is wisdom, experience, what the Lord's laid on our heart, and we do that not only for the betterment of our businesses, but also for our life and the strength in our faith. So we work in the spiritual realm, the personal realm, and the professional realm.
Okay, very good. Kent?
Well, okay, in those meetings, Brad, I'm assuming that you're the facilitator. You're offering some advice on your side, but again, pulling in a lot of the experience from the other people. Do you have a core curriculum?
We do. We follow the writings of several authors. We try to not spend our whole day in a didactic setting. I mean, it is important that we learn, but we spend part of our day creating a prayer list where everybody gives us their needs as well as their blessings. And then we have most of the day, over half the day, is a member will bring whatever it is that is an issue for them or a challenge from life, faith, or business, and they bring that in, and then they get the consultation of these trusted advisors in a confidential, unbiased, wisdom-based group. So that's where the exchange takes place.
Very good.
Tell us about a typical type of client of yours. You know, is there any type of industries, or is there any similarity? Do you have any sweet spot? Kind of give us a feel for your clientele.
Well, actually, the group survives in this unbiased world because there is no common group. I mean, no one competes, nobody has shared customers, they're not in the same customer segments or industry segments. That way, we can expose financial statements, we can talk about customers, we can talk about every dimension that is necessary for them to grow and strengthen themselves without a concern about stepping on somebody else's toes or their balance sheet.
Yeah, very good. Kent?
Yeah. Give us an example of a typical meeting. Is this, regularly or one-time events?
We meet once a month. We start at 7:30, and we're usually fatigued and ready to go about 4:30 in the afternoon. We open up with a devotion. We have a prayer time, which is the blessings and the challenges that we are receiving. Then we go into a didactic period, where I bring content to them and we study, we discuss questions, have a nice lunch and fellowship over lunch, and then we spend the rest of the afternoon working on individual issues. The last thing we do in the day, which was the most fun for me, is we go around the room and say, what was the most significant takeaway you had today? And it's always interesting because everybody gets a little something different during the day. My perspective and the leaven I've given, et cetera, to others, they get it specifically in their need category.
Right. Yeah. You know what? Most people are coming in there with different needs too. So it's interesting how that works. And so it sounds like a great dynamic. Mention again the size of these groups when you meet.
My group has 14 members, and that's about the right size. Jesus had 12. I don't think I could facilitate many more than that. But we are a pragmatic group, so lots of type A's in the room. So 14's about the right size. And then we sometimes break out into smaller groups. We'll break into triads or groups of 4 if we need to discuss something more specifically or in more detail.
Okay. Kent?
Well, very good. Just 1 or 2 success stories, people that you're proud of the results they've achieved?
Sure. Without giving too many specifics, because it is a confidential environment, but we've had guys who were betrayed by friends or business people, and it has shaken their faith, and they wonder, if the Lord's put me in charge of this, and I've become the leader and the steward of this, why is it that these people betray me? So they're shaken in their faith. In the world of life, we've had people struggle with marriage. We've had one individual whose wife received a kidney transplant from their oldest son, so we prayed them through that. And in the business world, good grief, we had the downturn of 08 and 09, recovery in 10 and 11, and we had cash flow issues. We had accounts receivables running out 30, 60, 90 days. We've had refunding of recapitalizing of businesses. So I look forward every month to see what it can be because we've seen so many different issues. I just wonder what it is could be new.
Yeah, that's right. Solomon said nothing's new under the sun, but boy, it's new to us when we run into it, right?
We're getting pretty close.
Brad, give us the website for people to get more information.
The website is www.leaven, Leaven, exchange, no dots, dashes, or periods, .com. So it's leavenexchange.com.
Very good. Any final thoughts, Kent, before we wrap it up?
Well, I know there's interest. I told my wife about it this morning. She got all excited about contacting Brad with her Crisis Pregnancy Center. So I know they're out there, Brad.
Yeah, absolutely. Brad, thanks so much for your time.
It was a pleasure talking to you.
And Kent, by the way, you can learn more about what Ken and I are doing at today's usdailyreview.com. And make sure you check that out. usdailyreview.com. You'll see an article there. It is going to be, in fact, in the business section today. Make sure you check that out. All right, gentlemen, thanks to both of you.
Thank you.
When we come back, we're going to have much more for you. I do want to remind you, best content over there at usdailyreview.com. More after this.